There's a moment in every empath's life when something inside them finally breaks, and something else quietly begins to form. Not a monster in the horror movie sense, but a psychological creature shaped by survival, forged in manipulation, rebuilt from the ashes of who they used to be. This is what happens inside an empath after surviving narcissistic abuse. People say the empath becomes a monster, but that's not the truth. What really happens is a shift from overgiving to overprotecting. It starts subtly, hypervigilance, scanning every word, every tone, every motive. And those changes happen gradually, beginning with emotional numbness, the softness replaced by silence, boundaries, no longer open doors but locked gates, a loss of innocence. The moment you finally understand that not everyone moves through the world with good intentions, and with that awakening comes a new intolerance for manipulation. No more lies disguised as love, no more guilt trips passed off as concern, no more subtle games that drain your spirit. It's the quiet shift where your mind stops romanticizing red flags and your nervous system refuses to tolerate what once felt familiar. And that's not cruelty, it's self-defense. It's the moment the empath decides, never again. Empaths don't fall for narcissists because they're weak. They fall because they feel deeply. They absorb emotions. They want to heal. They avoid conflict. They give chances. They see potential. And narcissists weaponize exactly those traits. Slowly, the empath's identity erodes. Their confidence cracks. Their intuition gets overwritten. Their energy drains. And when they finally escape, they don't return to who they once were. They grow into someone steadier, clearer, and more self-aware. They evolve. Now, the 3 phases of transformation. First, disintegration. The truth hits. The relationship was built on manipulation. Second, cognitive dissonance. Grief for the illusion they loved. Anger at themselves. A collapse of trust. Then comes reconstruction, but with new rules. I trust patterns, not promises. I don't rescue anyone. My boundaries are not negotiable. Chaos is no longer welcome in my life. This is the phase where the empath looks like a monster to anyone who once fed on their softness. Eventually, the empath becomes balanced again. Still compassionate, but no longer naive. Still sensitive, but no longer exploitable. Still giving, but only to those who give back. This is the final form. An empath with boundaries. The narcissist's worst nightmare. But why do narcissists see this simple act as a monster threatening their control? From the narcissist's perspective, you stop reacting. You stop feeding their ego. You stop believing their stories. You stop needing their approval. You stop being controlled. To them, your healing can look like rejection or even cruelty. But in psychological terms, it's simply growth. The natural shift that happens when someone finally chooses emotional clarity over old patterns. The empath never becomes a monster. They become someone who reads subtle manipulation the way others read facial expressions. Someone whose intuition sharpens into a quiet internal compass. Someone who protects their peace with calm certainty, values their energy as something sacred, refuses to be drained, and finally chooses themselves without apology. This isn't darkness. This is the natural evolution that happens when awareness replaces innocence and self-respect replaces self-sacrifice. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex, and this is The Enlightened Mind. Remember, healing is a gradual process, and you remain the central figure in your own recovery. Narcissistic individuals behave the way they do because of patterns deeply rooted in their psychology, patterns we cannot change for them. What we can change is our inner world, our boundaries, our self-respect, and the space we create for our own peace. See you in the next one.